Hello and welcome. Now, you may be familiar of having our guest artist answer three questions, and it's a little promo we do called Three Questions. We decided for this season we'll do those as little videos. So please give your love to David Rosowski, our guest artist for this upcoming show. Yes! We're super excited. Thank you.
Me too. Thank you.
I'm going to rub that in. So,
Rub it
Danny
in.
has the first question for you.
Oh, the first one. Okay. So, David, you've been doing improv for a while. I'm not going to say how long. But what about improv still gives you joy after all these years of doing it and teaching it?
Uh, to not be Dave Rosowski for 3 minutes. To be somebody else for 3 minutes, whether it's a man, a woman, a hat rack, a bee, the stem on a cherry, or a comma in a racist screed. It's like, I don't know. That's that, for me to be that is really exciting, and I always get that. And so whenever somebody calls my name, like calls me Dave in a scene, I'm like, I don't want to be Dave. Don't make me Dave. I'm always Dave.
I
So yeah, yeah,
Thank you. Well,
yeah.
that kind of leads into the next question, and I wanted to ask you, which is, what is a character that you've played that just surprised you? You were just like, "Oh, I'm surprised I played that. That was so cool."
Uh, God, I played so many. I just love. Was it one in particular? Well, you know what? I'll say one. I'll say one because it's online. Um, there's a character that I played in a scene called Maya at Second City, and it was scene originally improvised, and then we wrote, then it was scripted because it was in Second City, and it was a guy named Nathan who owned a haberdashery, and what got me was the word haberdashery came out of my mouth, and I was like, I don't know where that came from. What's haberdashery? That's really a good word. And then so that was I don't know that was in 94, 95, and I just recently no, I recently read a book, a Kate Atkinson book, and in it she has a character who says haberdashery, and then she went, there's a word. I don't know where that word came from, haberdashery. So I think that when the word haberdashery comes out, your first reaction has to be, why did I say that?
I
Why
love
did I
it.
say haberdashery? It's a really good word,
It's a great word.
haberdashery.
Many,
I always
many
think that,
syllables, and they're hat
yeah,
makers. Do I have that right?
I think that they're that and other people. They do other things too. Yeah, but it's a haberdashery because I think that Gorin, who does hats, I think that they're
Yes.
haberdashers. They're haberdashers.
A
Yeah.
haberdashery is a store of hats.
It's a store of hats. It's a
Yes.
store of hats. There's a murder of crows, and there's a haberdashery of hats. So I think that's called.
Thank you. I love it. This character resonated and it's stuck with you because you did it back in the '90s. So thank you for sharing that with me.
It is a great character, and if you want, look up Maya Second City, and it's a scene with Colbert and Carell, and it's a really magical scene. And again, it was developed through improvisation. It was written. It's a magical scene. It's really quite great.
Something for all of us to look up. Fabulous viewers. All right, we
There's
have
a
one more.
surprise. I just want to say one more thing. There's a
Please.
surprise in that too. There's a surprise. Something happens that you don't expect, and with me and another actor in that scene, and it is lovely.
Well, I will track it down, and there will be a link at the end of the video.
Thank you
Beautiful.
very much.
And then Dan and I wanted to ask you one last question, and that is what is a current piece of perceived improv wisdom that we would all benefit from leaving behind?
What is a current piece of improv wisdom that we would all benefit from leaving behind?
What he said.
What she said, because we're doing it
Okay,
together.
together. Um, all of them.
Nah!
All of
Say
them,
more, say
all
more.
of them. That kitchen list that Elaine May and I forgot his name just now put together in in the mid 1950s. That whole list, that list of 10 improv rules.
I'm so not hip to the list.
Oh, fuck them all. You know the list because you probably have taught the list for people. and the list is just egregious and outrageous, and I don't do any of it. I teach none of it. I mean, for me, let's start with this. Fuck yes and. I mean, I'm not kidding around. I'm just like, fuck yes and. Say no. Give pushback. Know how to deny. All of them. Talk about people who aren't there. Just talk about people who aren't there. What's more fun than there's three great things about being alive: food, sex, and talking about people who aren't there. It's called gossip. And there's nowhere on the planet, don't even start me with this. You started me. Don't start me with this. Don't start me. Don't start me. Because for me, I feel like we have rules that are thrown upon us that no other art form has. What they tell an author, don't ask questions, and you don't have your characters ask questions. Do they tell a playwright, don't have a negotiation scene? Do they tell a playwright you have to know the person more than 6 months, but not more than 10 years? It's like, what are you talking about? They can all fuck off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Please do not
I'm ruining your three
apologize.
questions. I'm
I
ruining your
love
three
your
questions.
passion. And what I love is that we're actually going to explore letting go of some of those taboos in the set we're going to do together on Saturday.
Coming
Yes, we
soon
are.
on August 14th to a TV or computer near you.
David, thank you so much for your candor. Thank you for
You're welcome.
sharing about your character that surprised you. And thank you for sharing about what brings you joy with this art form.
Thank you very much. It's just been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank
We'll
you
see you
so
all
much.
on Saturday.